We are with our host and two good students. Okay, we'll continue the chapter now. So one day Muni met with a foreigner while he was just under the was sitting under the shade of our statue, and he pedestal of the statue, while his wife asked him to go out and come in the evening without any money. He was those things and all we discussed in the last class. So the foreigner is now offering a cigarette from his cigarette lit, and Muni taken that cigarette lit, and he was started a conversation with Muni. Okay, now he had always wanted a smoke a cigarette only once. Once did a shopman give him one credit. He remembered how good it had tasted. So once Muni got a chance to enjoy the cigarette smoking and cigarette smell. The other flicked and the lighter opened and offered the light to Muni. Muni felt so confused about how to act that he blew on it and put it out. So Muni is a person who is a very illiterate person. He doesn't know anything apart from the village. He doesn't go anywhere. So he does this lighter and all. It's unfamiliar to Muni. So he doesn't know how to operate the lighter at all. So he was very undaunted. He was so puzzled. Puzzled means confused, but undaunted. Undaunted means not afraid. Flourished his lighter, presented it again, and it lit Muni's cigarette. So the foreigner itself just lit the cigarette to Muni. Muni drew a deep puff. So he took a very deep puff and started coughing. He started a very severe cough. It was racking. Raccoon means causing some distress, no doubt, but extremely pleasant. So, but even though he starts to enjoy the cigarette smoking, when the cough subsided, he wiped his eyes, and took stock of the situation, understanding that the other man was not an inquisitor. Inquisitor means not a policeman. Here means it's not a policeman. So Muni comes to know that this foreigner is not a policeman, even though he was wearing khaki. Why? Because if a policeman comes, he will not get such a warm welcome. So yet in order to make sure, he remained very no need to worry. So he thought that no need to run away from this man, no need to run away from a man who had give him such a potent smoke. So there is no need of potent means strong. So there is no need of to go away from this man, as he was thinking before, to move away from this red face foreigner. His head was reeling. Reeling means getting fainting from the effect of one of those strong American cigarettes made with roasted tobacco. So while he was having a puff with the cigarette, his head seems to be, as he's a very old man, his head seemed to be fainting. And the man said, "I come from New York," took out a wallet from his hip pocket and presented his card. So now the foreigner introduced to Muni that he's a foreigner, he come from New York. He took a wallet means purse. He took the card from his visiting card from his purse. Muni shrank away from the card. Muni again had a shrank means just drew away back from the card. Muni thought it is something. Muni is a very illiterate person and a very innocent person. That's what the narrator is portraying each and every character sketch of Muni in a very well here. R.K. Narayan used to characterize each and every character in his every story in a very good manner. Perhaps he was trying to present a warrant and arrest him. He thought that this is a warrant, something warrant this man is presenting before him. Beware of khaki. Again he thought of khaki dress that this man was wearing. One part of his mind want. So again something is going in his mind. One part of the mind cell. Take all the cigarette or whatever is offered. So again is telling, whatever you is offered to me, just take it back. Beware of khaki. He wished he were in 70, as the soap man had said. So at the 71, did not run, but surrendered to whatever came. He could only ward off trouble by talk. So he started thinking, the shopkeeper man has said that he was 70 years old. In the 70, he cannot run away. So he went on, all in the chase of Tamil, or which Kritam was famous. Oh, in the language of Tamil, he was just trying to say something to this foreigner. What did he said? He said, "Before God, sir, Bhagavan." Sorry. He said before God, Bhagavan, who sees everything, I will tell you, sir, that was nothing of the case. If murder was committed, however, did it will not escape. So he was Muni has telling some murder has been occurred in Muni's village recently. So he thought that this man has came down in front of Muni to investigate the murder case. He just had a misconception that this is a policeman. He had just arrived in the village in order to investigate about the case. He was telling that if murder has been committed by some culprit, Bhagavan is saying again we will get another character sketch of Muni, that Muni is a very God-fearing person and he believes that if somebody has done something in a very guilty way, the God will see everyone and the God will punish him. Bhagavan is all seeing. Don't ask me about it. I know nothing. So he says that I don't know nothing, sir. Why you are back of me? A body has been so here some murder has been occurred, as I told you before. A body has been found mutilated, like disfigured, thrown under tamarind tree at the border of between Krudam and Kuppam. Krudam and Kuppam is a nearby villages. It's an adjoining village in the border of South India. So some body has been laid in between these two villages few weeks before, giving rise to much gossips and speculation. Speculation means some guesswork. So many guesswork and gossips were around the body, and the people are saying so many things about this murder. Muni added an explanation. Anything is possible there. People over there will stop at anything. So he was just against that Kuppam village and he was telling that people over there will do anything, sir. The foreigner nodded his head and listened courteously, though he understood. Even though he does not know anything, he was just observing Muni's words. I am sure you know when the house was made, said the red man and smiled ingratiatingly. So the red man, our foreigner, was just staring at this statue, and he was just telling to the Muni that you know something about this statue. I know it was sure because you are an old man. This statue is also so old, and you know how the statue is relevant to this village, and you know something about this statue. And the red man smiled ingratiatingly, means nodding without approving. So the Muni reacted to the conversation. Muni reacted to the relaxed atmosphere by smiling himself and pleaded. So he was just in a very emotional way. He was just smiling and he was telling to the foreigner, please go away, sir. I know nothing. I promise we will hold him, or if we see any bad characters around, we will bury him up to his neck in a coconut pit if he tries to escape. But our village had a clean record, must definitely be the other village. So the Muni was telling to the foreigner that this if somebody has committed some crime, if it is from my village, I would severely hold him, or if I see any bad character people around our village, we will bury him and we will put his neck in the coconut. Means such kind of severe punishment we used to give him, and if he tries to escape. But again Muni added one more sentence. What was the sentence? My village is having a very clean record. There is no past record of any murder cases or anything. Mine is a clear village. Might be it is the other village, that is Kuppam. Now the red man implored, please, I will tell you slowly. Please try to understand me. Can't you understand even a single word of English? Everyone in this country seems to know English. I have gotten along with English everywhere in this country, but you don't speak it. Have you any religious or spiritual scruples against English speech? Scruples means objection. Okay, so the foreigner was asking to Muni, do you have any problem? Do you have any objection with English language? Is there any spiritual reason that why you are not able to speak English? Because most of the people in this village are able to understand English, and why can't you understand a single word? Muni made some indistinct sound. So he was just making some indistinct sound in his throat, like to shook, and he was just shaking and nodding his head. And Grace the other went on explained at the length, uttering each syllable with a care and deliberation. He was just pausing and he was just telling, he was trying to make understand this young, old man. Presently, he sidled over and took a seat beside the old man. Explain. He was just beside the old man. He was just sitting and he was just trying to explain. You see, last August we probably had a hottest summer in the history, and I was working in the shirt sleeve in my office on the 40th floor of Empire State Building. We had a power failure one day. You know, there I was stuck for 4 hours, no elevator, no air condition. So was the condition, this was the lifestyle this foreigner he was just explaining to Muni doesn't know anything about the lifestyle or what this foreigner is telling or anything. And here the narrator, the author Narke Naran, is trying to bring out the lifestyle of such a poor, economically backward man, that is Muni, and he was just trying to showcase the other man, that is a foreigner. Also we will see with the opposite characterization or opposite lifestyle of these two men. So he was telling that he was working in an Empire State Building, and once the power got struck off and there was no elevator, no conditioner, all the way in the train I kept thinking, and the minute I reached home in Connecticut, I told my wife Ruth, we will stay in India. So he was just introducing his wife also. His wife name is Ruth, and he told to Ruth also, we will this summer we will go to India to enjoy the winter season. We will go to India because I want to experience the different season or how the climate will be in India. Okay, I'll stop here. I'll continue in the next.